Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Newton County School State of the District. Please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. This evening, the colors are presented by the Newton High School Army ROTC under the direction of Gunnery Sergeant Jermaine Vereen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the Eastside High School Concert Band. You may sit down.
County is a special place, filled with special people. A community where the needs of children are placed at the center of everything we do. In fact, there is no better example of a place where people care more for one another, lift each other up, and carry with them a profound pride and respect for its history, and a sense of hope and optimism for the future. And the common thread that runs throughout the generations is a belief in the promise of our young people. As we have begun to set out on a journey to pursue excellence in education, I am also convinced that there is an incredible opportunity before us. Right here in Newton County, we can build on the foundation of success that has been established and move into a new era of achievement and excellence. This all seems aspirational, I know, but I have also come to know that the desire of our community to have an excellent school district is both realistic and worthy of pursuit. In fact, what is the alternative? I submit to you that we can become the fastest improving school district in all of the state of Georgia. We can be a model school district while emerging from a community in the midst of change. And we can show others how it's done. We can continue to thrive in the arts and athletics. And we can be a leader in workforce development just the same. But we can also be a school district where skillful educators are known to produce thriving students who are capable and prepared to achieve whatever it is that they desire. But above all, we can be a district where our educators work together to help students grow into capable, confident individuals, ready to achieve whatever their dreams may be. This is not a charge for one person alone. It is a collective call to action. Together, let's build our future today. And let's reimagine what's possible right here in Newton County Schools. So, let's do this.
Let's do it with spirit.
Let's do it with pride.
Let's do it with excellence.
Let's do it now. But more importantly,
let's do it together.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Benjamin Roundtree.
Hello, and welcome to Newton County Schools 2025 State of the District. My name is Benjamin Roundtree, Special Assistant to the Superintendent, and I am very glad that you have come with us together this afternoon, or this evening, as I hope you are, to celebrate this wonderful occasion. With us this evening are several special guests that I'd like to acknowledge before we get started. First, I have to recognize the culinary arts students from the Newton College and Career Academy and Chef Scott Quinlan and Chef Beverly Stahl, who catered this evening's event. They always do a fantastic job, and this evening has been no different. Many thanks also to the Eastside High School Concert Band and Chorus, who provided us with some wonderful entertainment to set the occasion. They are directed by Mr. Elijah Clark and Miss Alexandria Longino. I also cannot forget the Newton High School ROTC and Color Guard for presenting the colors and for setting the occasion. Newton's ROTC director is Gunnery Sergeant Jermaine Vereen. Let's give all these young people and their teachers a round of warm applause. I'd also like to recognize the FFA Club from Eastside High School, who are responsible for the beautiful array of flowers that you see before you and that you saw out in the lobby area earlier. Let's give them a round of applause. We are pleased to welcome Chairman Marcelo Baines and members of the Newton County Board of Commissioners. Mayor Frida Baggett could not be with us this evening, but she sends her regards. Members of the Covington City Council. and the honorable mayors of Mansfield, Newbern, Oxford, and Porterdale, and members of their respective city councils. We are also pleased to welcome Sheriff Ezel Brown, all other elected officials. Would you kindly please stand to be recognized? We're so glad that you're here with us this evening. I'd like to extend a very special welcome to Dr. John Pace III, Superintendent of Henry County Schools. Now, this next part is pretty tricky because all of you are special to us and we have some very special guests with us. But as soon as I say one name, I am certain to forget another one. So we have placed them on the screen, and if I have left your name off, please charge it to my head and not to my heart. We welcome you here this evening as well. Let's give them a round of applause. I also have to share that with us this evening are several student leaders and student organizations. We have student government associations from each of our high schools. When I call your school, please stand and remain standing. First, Alcovey High School, Eastside High School, and Newton High School. Thank you. You may be seated. We have members of our executive cabinet with us this evening. Would you please stand? As well as our principals are here with us this evening. Would you please stand? Well, you know, that's very nice because in these days and times, we don't usually get a bunch of yelping for principals, so you must be doing something right. Thank you all again for joining us, and it is going to be a wonderful evening. Now, allow me to make way for two of our district's magnificent student leaders, Will Pope and Aiden Waters.
Good evening. My name is Will Pope.
And my name is Aiden Waters, and we want to welcome you to Newton County Schools 2025 State of the District. Will and I are both representatives from Dr. Bradley's Student Advisory, where we help to steer the district forward from the student perspective.
But we didn't know that Dr. Bradley would make this experience so hard for us. I mean, we've been asked to help solve some really hard problems and wrestle with some very sticky issues. The last time we met, we debated whether it was more important to be educated or to be trained. I still don't know the answer, but it's been a great experience. This evening is very special for our community. As I look out into this room, Aiden and I feel a sense of genuine gratitude. You all coming together shows just how incredible we are as a community, and we want the world to know as well.
Tonight, there will be moments that we hope will fill you with pride and joy, and there is something you witness that touches, excites you, and generally makes you happy. Then we want you to tell the world. Here's how you do it. Take a photo, log into your favorite social media platform, and post it. Make sure you tag us at Newton Co Schools and use the hashtag NCS Features. Can you do that?
Kind of like this. Okay, Aiden, I'm gonna post this. What should we say?
How about those students from Newton County Schools are pretty amazing?
Yep, that works.
But all jokes aside, this evening is an opportunity for us to come together as a community and share the wonderful work happening in our school district. There is so much for us to be proud of, and there is no better time than now to share our good news.
As you already know, our district is filled with incredible people who are doing incredible work. And you're going to hear more about them during the program, but we all know that strong school systems begin with strong boards of education, and there is no better board in the state of Georgia than our district's governance team. Please help me welcome Ms. Abigail Coggin, Chair of the Board of Education. Ms. Shaquila Henderson Baker, Vice Chair. Mr. Trey Bailey. Mr. Anderson Bailey. And Mr. Eddie Johnson.
Now, I was told to make sure that you understand that this is not an evening to sit on your hands. We can assure you that there will be plenty of opportunity to clap and show your enthusiasm for all the great things happening in our district. So, get ready, get excited, and prepare to show your love. Remember, #NCS feature. Now, the person who told me to say all of that is coming next. So, would you please help me welcome our superintendent, Dr. Duke Bradley III.
Thank you so much.
Give it up for Aiden and Will again. Now, Will threw me under the bus a little bit, but that's okay. We'll have a conversation a little bit later. They are, in fact, members of my student advisory, and I have the very best student advisory in the world. In fact, members of the superintendent student advisory are here this evening, and so if you would, please stand and be recognized. So welcome to the Newton County Schools 2025 State of the District. It's hard to believe that it was just over a year ago that I was so heartily welcomed into this community. I'll never forget being sworn in, taking an oath of commitment, engaging the community, and beginning the journey of following in the gigantic footsteps of one Mrs. Samantha Fury. In fact, Ms. Fury is with us this evening. Ms. Fury, would you stand and be recognized? I think she deserves a rousing round of applause. An absolute legend. And what I said then is what I say today, that the passions of our community have and shall continue to sustain Newton County Schools. And I am grateful each and every day to be your superintendent. If you're wondering what exactly is a State of the District program, let me explain. It is, as Will and Aiden said, an opportunity for us to share with our community the current state and condition of our district, the county's largest employer, home to nearly 3,000 employees, and the state's 21st largest school district, where we engage in what I believe is the most noble work there is, educating our children. Tonight, we're going to highlight the good works of our incredible employees, lift up the undeniable brilliance of our students, and talk about the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of our district. We've also got a few surprises for you along the way, so let's get started. Earlier this year, we adopted the mantra, building our future. The idea behind its naming was to acknowledge the district's strong foundation while looking to future prospects with both hope and ambition. To be clear, we are not starting anew. We are building upon the legacy of excellence that we have inherited with an eye on the future. And if we haven't been clear, the future is now. A year and a half into this work, there is plenty to report, but let me begin where the core source of all school districts begin, the Board of Education. Dating back to the fall of 2023, our school board, chaired by Mrs. Abigail Coggin, brilliantly outlined areas for our team to explore. Those areas were academics, operations, and culture and engagement. And although there are underlying components to each of these areas, it was clear that our board had a conscious interest about whether students were learning, whether our organizational systems were strong and efficient, and whether the mental and emotional well-being of our people were being responded to. After several months of data review and conversations with stakeholders, several findings were produced, and recommendations for improvement were shared. Fortunately, These recommendations have served as the foundation for the organizational priorities and goals that we are currently organized around. Also emerging out of these priorities were goals and strategies that inform our work. Yes, priorities, goals, and strategies are central to the success of any organization, but we've taken things a bit further. We've actually centered our work around the relentless pursuit of becoming the fastest improving school district in the state of Georgia. And at the center of this pursuit are highly skilled teachers and leaders who are driven to produce breakthrough results. For context, there are 181 public school districts in our state, and we desire to ensure that our students learn more on our watch than they could anywhere else. But what does that take? It takes doing something new and different with an intensity and focus that we've never had before, with an unyielding faith in our children while elevating the skill of our people, and while inspiring the confidence of our community that this endeavor is actually possible. And so although we have described our work as building our future, we are actually building upon a foundation that already exists. We are clearly a district that excels in, among other things, the arts and athletics, while also equipping students with the tools necessary to transition into the world of work. Our students have proven themselves to be both regionally and nationally competitive and have brought a significant amount of well-earned recognition to our district. But I would be remiss not to mention that the crown jewel of our district is our people, our counselors, our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our coaches, our building leaders, our bus drivers, our custodians and nutrition specialists, and everyone who helps to make Newton County Schools what it is. It is okay to clap on that. These features, coupled with a supportive community that maintains a passion for our schools, represent the building blocks for a more expansive vision of excellence. Tonight, you will certainly hear about our academic results. You will hear about the work of our partner organizations. You will hear about the exploits of some of our most accomplished students and staff members. But there are other aspects of our district that are equally compelling and noteworthy. For example, our financial stewardship, which has resulted in 0 audit findings over recent years, or our award-winning communications team who routinely earns national recognition for their work. Consider also the proven effectiveness of our Board of Education, who has been recognized for their governance leadership by our state's School Board Association. I also don't want it to be lost on you that despite a smaller than average human resources team, and during a time when employee turnover in education is at an all-time high, our district reached the designation of having all bus driver and school resource officer positions filled. And I hope you know how significant that is to our general operations and safety efforts. I'm also reminded this evening of our phenomenal transportation specialists who begin and end each day with our students, navigating traffic, maneuvering through challenging weather, and managing a demanding schedule just to deliver kids on time. I am reminded further of our school nutrition teams who serve more meals on average to more students than your average restaurant. And they do it with a smile. And they show up every day, and they repeat that cycle. This is the essence of Newton County Schools. So yes, we expect to be the fastest improving school district in the state of Georgia, but we also expect to be a state leader in workforce development. Well, let me be more clear. Our goal is not to do workforce development well. Our goal is to be our state's leader. And why not? The infrastructure and leadership that we have in place is second to none, beginning with the vision of Ms. Sarah Hall and the Industrial Development Authority, the strategic efforts of our local Chamber of Commerce, led by Ms. Debbie Harper and Chairman Ted Cummings, coupled with the burgeoning partners that we enjoy here, the Georgia Piedmont Technical College under the leadership of Dr. Tavares Holston, we have the infrastructure in place that is irrefutable. I also cannot forget our leading business community who understands the value of partnership with our local school district. This is what building our future looks like in the abstract. But we are also literally building our future. Thanks to our community, we passed a $132 million SPLOST earlier this year with overwhelming support to, among other things, reinforce our school buildings, enhance our safety infrastructure, complement our outstanding student athletes with new and modern athletic complexes, and purchase new energy-efficient buses. In Newton County schools, we are on the move. I share these things with you because our district is bigger and more complex and more accomplished than one might imagine. Our vision is big. In fact, it is too big for just a few people to fulfill. This is why we need you, your support, your encouragement, and your advocacy. I hope that you are excited to be a part of our journey. And with that being said, allow me to share with you this evening that the state of our district is strong and poised to get even stronger. But don't take it from me. Let's listen in on what others have to say about why Newton, why now, and how we are building our future.
In Newton County Schools, we're building on a legacy of excellence with a bold goal to become the fastest improving district in the state of Georgia. Here's what our team members have to say about the work we do together.
You know, I think you find inspiration when there's meaning, when there's a goal, when there is a purpose for what occurs. I think people that are uninspired typically do so because there's not really a vision or a focus or a direction. And I'm really appreciative of our superintendent right now who has set forth a goal that we are going to be the fastest improving school district in the state of Georgia. That provides for us a direction, a challenge, and a goal that serves as an inspiration for the work that we do.
I wouldn't have it any other way than to be among staff, faculty, my colleagues, my administration, who all share the same vision of we are going to be the fastest growing school district when it comes to achievement and growth in the state of Georgia.
There is no small role. It doesn't matter how little you think you are or how big you think you are. Every role is vital and plays an important part in this commitment that we have set forth in our community to be the best, to be the greatest, to grow, the most improving. So as we move forward, as long as we have a collective commitment and we're focused on the same goals, we can achieve anything together because it takes all of us working together to really, really make a difference.
Just know that every single day that every member of this school district is pursuing excellence in all that we do. We are all in this together, and together we can achieve great things. I feel that the best years of this district are ahead of us. We're going to build upon all of the great work that has been done in the past, are currently working hard to make improvements currently right now, but the future is super, super bright, and just know that we're all in this together and excellence will be achieved.
We are on a journey that will improve Newton County, not only the school system, but our community. We are preparing our students to be productive citizens in this society. We hope that our students remain in Newton County to contribute to our own community, but to overall impact our students by providing them with a foundation so that they can be successful wherever they choose to live.
I believe with the support that we have from our superintendent, our board, giving us what we need, we will be the fastest school district. We will be the fastest improving school district. and it will drive the community to say that will be a wonderful, exciting place to work with Newton County.
We believe in our students, our staff, and our shared future. Together, we are building on a strong foundation to achieve something truly extraordinary. This is Newton County Schools. This is how we're building our future.
There's an expression that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And one of the things that I believe provides great distinction to our school district is our partners. In fact, when I think about just how many incredible partners we have, it is truly difficult to name them all. The number would actually overwhelm you. But it's not just the number. It's the depth of engagement from our partners that is so phenomenal. Let's listen in.
Community partners play a vital role in shaping students' success. Few understand this better than Lucy Hay, co-founder of the Newton Education Foundation.
We firmly believe that the strength of our community depends on the strength of our public school system, and vice versa. Children need the support, and they deserve the support of everybody in the community. For our school system, when a child comes in when they're 4 years old for pre-K, we have 14 years before that child becomes part of our workforce. And we have an incredible opportunity in those 14 years to shape and mold that person into a productive member of our community. And so we just firmly believe that our community is only as strong as our public school system.
How could anything be better than educating our children and our future workforce, as you say, and our leaders and our police force and our educators and our clergy, every part of our community. We have such a dynamic community. It's a wonderfully diverse and rich community too. And how better to make it better than just to continue to improve upon and make our school system as good as it can be, and to be best in class, to be world class compared to anyone else.
Investing in our students should be our #1 priority. And especially in the work that I'm in economic development and in the Newton County Industrial Development Authority, that is our workforce. It's our future, it's our parents, it's gonna be our retirees one day. And I look at it right now is that there are volunteers, there are inspiration. Working and putting effort and time into our students is something that we cannot waste. And I'm grateful that we have a team leader right now, not only in Dr. Bradley, but our Board of Education that values everybody coming to the table to, one, put our students first.
Debbie Harper, president of the Newton County Chamber of Commerce, explained the Chamber's long-term commitment to Newton County schools.
We've taken that 10 to 15-year look into the future, and schools are just as important, if not more important, in that time. And I think that's why we have really doubled down. We have 2 goals, and one of those goals, so 50% of the board's work, will be supporting the quality education here in Newton County, and putting our money where our mouth is, and really looking ahead to the future. And we want our students to come back to Newton County or stay in Newton County for the jobs that we have in Newton County. They're good paying jobs, and they can have a career here from start of their career to retirement, and have a comfortable life and raise a family here.
The partnership with NEF, we exist specifically to serve and support Newton County administration, teachers, students, and classrooms. We want every parent, every business owner, every county leader, every mayor in the county, we want their support because we really believe that everyone together makes the strongest success path for our students.
If I may, let me provide a few more discrete examples of the strong partnerships that exist within our district. Earlier this year, Our team and I had the good fortune of meeting with the leaders of the Covington Lions Club. After meeting with the team, it was clear that they do so much for our community and for our children. In addition to its deep and abiding support for public education, one of the Lions Club's special initiatives involves care for the vision of our young people. Let me tell you how our partnership unfolded. This year, the Lions Club of Covington and Oxford conducted free vision screenings for third grade students across Newton County schools. Their initiative covered 14 elementary schools, and the club screened over 1,260 students. Of the students screened, approximately 370 were identified as having some form of a vision issue. These students were referred to America's Best Eyewear, where through a special voucher program, each received a comprehensive eye exam and 2 pairs of glasses at no cost to their families. The vouchers, valued at $80 each, were provided by the Covington Lions Club. This, my friends, is what true partnership looks like. This evening, members of the Covington and Oxford Lions Clubs are with us. Would you kindly stand and be recognized? Another example. Also, the historic Washington Street Community Center serves young people and others in a variety of ways throughout our community. The center develops programs by which area residents, through self-help and community empowerment, improve the quality of their economic and social participation. Washington Street's programs are developed to elevate public awareness of core problems that affect our community, such as literacy, school dropouts, crime, unemployment, and other social and economic at-risk behaviors and lifestyles. Currently operating in an area where after-school supports are necessary, Washington Street stands in the gap and provides a much-needed resource. So earlier this year, when the center approached our district expressing a need for transportation support, we did our level best to honor the impactful work that they do. But more importantly, we are grateful for the Washington Street Community Center, under the leadership of Ms. B. Jackson, for supporting the students of our district. This evening, Ms. B. Jackson and her prideful Washington Street Community Center staff are with us. Would you please stand and be recognized? And finally, as you have already heard, we enjoy a special relationship with our newly relaunched Education Foundation. Reintroduced to the Newton County community last fall under the stewardship of Mr. and Mrs. Sam and Lucy Hay and the day-to-day leadership of Executive Director Mrs. Gail Rothman, the Newton Education Foundation plays an important role in supporting and advancing the objectives of our school district. It should be noted that foundations like NEF provide supplemental funding for programs and initiatives that go beyond the limits of traditional school budgets, such as extracurricular activities, technology upgrades, scholarships, and teacher professional development. By engaging local businesses, alumni, and other stakeholders, our foundation helps to bridge funding gaps, ensuring that all students have access to the resources that they need to be successful. They also advocate for public education, which leads to stronger community involvement and investment. One example of NEF's facilitated community involvement efforts was this past weekend, which featured the Harlem Wizards helping to raise money for our school district. To date, not only has the Newton Education Foundation funded tens of thousands of dollars in projects, but perhaps most importantly, they have set in motion our engagement with an organization called REAP, short for Reading is Essential for All People. REAP helps to improve students' reading proficiency through teacher training and enrichment. And this year, REAP is facilitating our district's literacy pilot program at East Newton Elementary and South Salem Elementary. Let's listen to Principals Teresa Sauls and Dr. Vanchelle Turner, along with participating teachers, talk about the impact of REAP, thanks to the point of connection and funding provided by the Newton Education Foundation.
Reading is the foundation of learning, but for some students, mastering this essential skill can be a challenge. Thanks to the Newton Education Foundation and a partnership with REAP, Reading is Essential for All People, students at East Newton and South Salem Elementary Schools are gaining the tools they need to succeed. REAP provides specialized training in structured literacy, equipping teachers with research-based strategies that help all students, especially those who struggle with reading.
Already we see students performing very well. Students who struggle are having an equitable instructional experience. And I think that's what it's all about, because for so long, we've been teaching in a way that has really just caused that inequity to grow. And so students, it doesn't matter if you have an IEP, it doesn't matter if you come from any type of household, you're gonna learn to read. It's not just left to people whose parents taught them to read before they came. So you're gonna see students have confidence in reading, you're gonna see them changing and growing and being exactly who they should be. It's very exciting to see.
The REAP program has basically retaught me all the phonics rules out there. We know there's a ton of them, and it's helped me relearn the rules, and it has helped me learn how to explain it to my students in a way that they will understand, to put it in kid-friendly terms.
It is easily the single most beneficial piece of professional development I've ever been in. And I've been teaching, this is year 23 for me. And I cannot tell you how valuable this program has been and the change that I've seen in my students, the growth that I'm able to see in my students in real time, and just the satisfaction that comes along with being able to empower them in that way and help them become better readers and have some accountability of their learning is absolutely amazing.
I think it's building that confidence where they did not or could not read or could not blend those sounds together, just the repetition and being able to do it in a multimodal way. They're smiling, they're reading, they feel accomplished because now they can do it. And so that is the number one goal. It's the student outcomes and the student learning, and that's what we're here for.
Ultimately, the goal is to make better readers. That's the number one priority, to make sure that we send kids to first and second grade or kindergarten and first in a better space than they came. Making sure that we instill a life love of learning for literacy in the classrooms.
We are so grateful to Newton Education Foundation and their ability to sponsor our use of the REAP program and training our teachers. We have just been thrilled with the results that we're seeing so far, and we're just really grateful to them for the opportunity to choose our school and to put it into practice.
This is just the beginning. Thanks to the Newton Education Foundation, the REAP Literacy Pilot Program is making a difference, one student, one teacher, and one classroom at a time. Together, we are building a stronger foundation for literacy in Newton County schools.
Just wow. Only through true partnership could this kind of work be even possible, thanks to the financial support of the Newton Education Foundation. With us this evening are Mr. and Mrs. Sam and Lucy Hay, Executive Director Gail Rothman, and members of the Newton Education Foundation Board of Directors. Would you kindly stand and be recognized? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tracy Blackburn, Chief of Learning and Leadership. As you know, the mission of Newton County Schools is to provide educational excellence for every child. Again, Every child, not some, but all. Every single student. And when you think about it, this is most certainly a lofty aspiration. But the question that we must constantly ask ourselves are we delivering on this mission each day? Each day when we walk into our schools, we should be preoccupied with the question, did every child receive an excellent education today? Over the course of this year, we have been wrestling with the concept of excellence. What does it actually look like? What is the standard of performance that we aspire and hold ourselves accountable for delivering? What does exemplary instruction look like, or outstanding customer service, or any other functional aspect of our district? While we engage in the necessary work of creating a commonly accepted standard of performance, it is good to know that our students continue to produce outcomes that make us proud. In our efforts to pursue what we call breakthrough academic results, let me give you a sense of the outcomes that are emerging out of our district. Let me first acknowledge that very little, if anything, related to student achievement and academic performance can be accomplished without our teachers and an army of people who support them. For every outcome that we produce, there is a caring teacher behind it. So in sharing our academic highlights, let us bear in mind that nothing in our classrooms happens without dedicated, highly skilled, deeply convicted teachers. Beginning with our graduation rates, which we believe is a reflection of the strength of our community, graduation rates help determine whether we are fulfilling one of the most basic tenets of our school system, which is to produce students who are prepared and ready to pursue their post-secondary interest. In 2024, Newton County Schools achieved a district-wide graduation rate of 91%, surpassing the state average of 85.4%. All three of our high schools, Alcovy, Eastside, and Newton High, all exceeded the state benchmark, with Eastside leading the way with an outstanding 94%. It is worth noting that for several consecutive years, Newton County Schools' overall graduation rate has, in fact, exceeded the state average. In Georgia, schools are also evaluated by what we call the College and Career Performance Index. This index evaluates schools and student performance based on the metrics of achievement, progress, closing gaps, and readiness. Considered together, they provide insights on student performance. For Newton County Schools, there is good news to report. Under these four components, Newton County Schools' CCRPI has shown considerable year-to-year growth. Across all grade levels, we demonstrated improvements that in many areas outpace state averages. Highlights include a district-wide score of 94 at the middle school level and perfect scores in closing gap category across all 14 elementary schools. High schools also delivered strong performance with noteworthy improvements in both content mastery and progress. All three of our high schools showed gains in these areas. Next, if you have been even remotely engaged in the work of schools, then you also know that each year a state-administered exam is given to close out the year. This test, given to 3rd through 11th grade students in select content areas, is called the Milestones exam. Again, we've seen remarkable strides in our Milestones performance. This year, we've reported gains across multiple grade levels in both mathematics and English language arts, with notable improvements in 8th grade math, which increased by 12 percentage points, outpacing the state's growth of 8 points. Additionally, that is amazing. Congratulations to them. Additionally, algebra concepts and connection scores, which was formerly known as Algebra 1, grew by 11 percentage points compared to the 8-point increase of the state. We have a number of schools, as you can see on the screen, that led the way with double-digit gains, which we call breakthrough results. There's so much more to share as well, like how in English language arts on the elementary level, 8 of our 14 schools produced double-digit gains in 1 or more tested subject areas, and 4 of our 6 middle schools produced double-digit increases across 3 tested subject areas. In 8th grade, Newton County also outpaced the state in all 5 of 8th grade tested subject areas, including ELA, reading, social studies, science, and physical science. You should know that these achievements resulted in 6 of our schools being honored as Georgia Literacy and Math Leader schools, including Clements Middle School, Livingston Elementary School, Indian Creek Middle School, Liberty Middle School, Mansfield Elementary School, and the STEAM Academy. These are certainly phenomenal results, but no one does this work alone, not even me. So please help me welcome Mrs. Lauren Lamont, our Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, who will share even more good news about our students' outstanding outcomes.
Thank you, Mrs. Blackburn. As we have worked this year to ensure that every student has access to rigorous instruction, our school district has already positioned itself as one of the very best in student performance under the umbrella of advanced placement courses. Our high school advanced placement, or AP program, continues to open doors to college-level learning for more students than ever before. Participation in AP courses has increased by 12.7%, reflecting a growing number of students embracing the challenge of rigorous coursework and preparing for their futures. This increase in participation was matched by a 21.6% rise in the number of AP exams taken, which shows that students are not only engaged, but are also committed to ambitious academic pursuits. Perhaps most impressively, the district's AP pass rate improved by 6 percentage points, which demonstrates that our students are not just participating, but excelling in these demanding courses. Consider that the College Board recently announced that Eastside High School has earned a place on the 2024 Advanced Placement AP Program School Honor Roll, achieving the bronze distinction. This recognition is awarded to schools with AP programs that expand access while delivering strong student outcomes. At Eastside, 40% of the 2024 graduating class took at least one AP exam during their high school years, regardless of score. Additionally, 26% of the graduating class scored 3 or higher on an AP exam, and 15% took 5 or more AP exams, with at least one taken as early as 9th or 10th grade. Now, I know I've just shared a mountain of objective data with you, but let me remind you that our work is not just limited to the numbers. Neither our students nor our teachers should be reduced to a dot on a graph or a number on a spreadsheet. Yes, we have more work to do and more mountains to climb, and like the famed poet Robert Frost said, promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. But we are ready, energized, and motivated to continue our forward trajectory because we have so much work that we are planning. For example, we are in the process of developing an instructional framework that defines excellence in teaching for Newton County. We are also looking to the future to be the state's leader in workforce development as we develop a new and dynamic framework that will position our students to gain advantages like never before. We will leverage our vibrant business community, our engaged Chamber of Commerce and local industrial development authority, and of course, our best-in-class career academy to lead the way in the education innovation. Stay tuned in the coming months for more information on that. So as we look to the future, it is clear that the momentum we've built this year helps to set the stage for even greater achievements. The path ahead is bright, and together we'll continue to elevate Newton County schools to new heights. As Mrs. Blackburn stated, none of this work can be accomplished without excellent teachers. Allow me to invite to the stage one of our district's best, Mrs. Taylor Moody.
It would be impossible to provide a complete and accurate accounting of the state of our district without honoring our people. And to be clear, we have the very best, most accomplished, talented, and committed staff members around. Hello, my name is Taylor Moody, and I am Newton County Schools 2025 District-Wide Teacher of the Year. Representing the Newton College and Career Academy, the very best career academy in the state of Georgia. Sure, I was recognized as Teacher of the Year this year, but right here in Newton County, the number of decorated staff members that we have is incredible, and here is just a sample. Dr. Shannon Buff, Executive Director of School Leadership, and former principal of Newton High School, Georgia's 2023 statewide Principal of the Year. Dr. Tim Schmidt, Director of CTAE and Workforce Development, the Georgia Technology Student Association's 2024 Legacy Award winner, Mrs. Sherry Partee and Mr. Derek Barnes, Newton County Schools Communications and Public Relations Team, who have been recognized as national awardees in excellence in school public relations. Mr. Jeff Scher, Principal of Eastside High School, the Vice President of the Georgia Association of Secondary School Principals. Dr. Marcus Pollard of the Newton College and Career Academy, Georgia's Forestry's 2024 Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Roberta Axon, also of the Newton College and Career Academy, Georgia's 2024 statewide Health Science Teacher of the Year. Mr. Ryan Allred, also at Newton College and Career Academy, the 2024 Tommy Pitchford Inspirational Teacher of the Year Award. Mrs. Heather Wood, head softball coach at Eastside High School, the Region Coach of the Year. Mrs. Chandra Mitchell, the Administrative Assistant, Building Strong Futures 2024 Educator of the Year. Dr. Tiffany Richardson, Principal of Live Oak Elementary, 2024 Principal of the Year. As named by the National Educators from Across the World Association. Mrs. Kisa Caslin, Director of Transportation, Griffin Reese's 2024 Transportation Director of the Year. And Mr. Johnny Edwards, music teacher from Newton High School, who is the Georgia Music Educator Association's District 4 Educator of the Year. I could actually go on, but this is just a sampling of the immense talent in our district. And believe it or not, there are so many more teachers and staff members that could be recognized. But what I hope you have noticed is that we have brilliant people everywhere, in every division, spanning our entire organization. This evening, I join with Superintendent Bradley and our Board of Education and all of you to celebrate from their excellence and for their contributions that they make to the lives of our students. But let me also add, on a personal note, that now is the time to support our teachers more than ever, to speak kindly of them, lift them up, and encourage them. Remember, we are educators by calling, and we are not in pursuit of untold fortunes. But we remain because we believe in our young people. Now, as we continue our ambitious pursuit to become the fastest improving district in the state of Georgia, on the way to being the very best school district in our great state, rest assured that we have the talent necessary to do so. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Tequila Curry, Executive Director of Learning and Leadership. Thank you. Not only does Newton County Schools have the very best staff members in the state of Georgia, we also have the best students. Now, I'm a little biased because my daughter Kennedy is one of them. But in my 26 years of working for the district, I know this to be true. The question is, did you? Consider amazing students like Michael Johnson, Elijah Thompson, and Zion Hall from Indian Creek Middle School and Veterans Memorial Middle School, our 2024 REACH Scholars. These students, through their demonstrated academic potential, have earned scholarships that will extend through their post-secondary pursuits. Or Nicole Vivas of Newton High School, one of 75 students from across the state to serve on State Superintendent Richard Wood's Student Advisory, placing the voice of Newton County Schools squarely in the role of impact and influence at the state level. Or Christian Gass of Eastside High School, a standout multi-sport athlete who will be attending the University of Tennessee on football scholarship. Or Kaden Gray from Livingston Elementary, our district spelling bee champion. But it's not just the accomplishments of our students, it's their stories that make them remarkable. Stories of resilience, grit, and determination. There are many students in our district that do well, despite having to overcome significant odds. Those stories are worth telling too, like this one.
Hola, mi nombre es Angelica. I am a senior at Eastside High School and one of the founders of the Hope Chapter at Eastside. Sooner or later, life presents us with challenges to see how we'll overcome them. To me, this challenge came early in my life. When I was 10, my parents decided to move to Georgia right at the end of the school year while I was in 4th grade. Moving was difficult because I had to leave my friends and family behind and relocate to a state where the primary language was English. When it was time to start school, I went through an evaluation process in which they determined where I would be placed. Since I didn't speak any English, I was placed into the ESOL program and remained in the 4th grade. Not knowing English in an environment where everyone else spoke it was hard. For the first time in my life, I found school to be a challenging and lonely experience. However, the teachers and students were understanding and supportive along the way. The school assigned another student to help me with translations, and occasionally a teacher's aide would come to assist me as well. Learning English was a challenge because I had spoken Spanish my entire life, to the point where I went from being an outgoing child to feeling very shy. As I worked hard to learn English, I found comfort in my art, which felt like the only way I could express myself and momentarily forget about the language barrier. Despite the challenges, I refused to let the language barrier hold me back. Instead, I worked diligently to learn the language and be able to communicate with others for myself without needing a translator. Within 2 years, I successfully learned English and exited the ESOL program, ultimately becoming one of the top students in my class. It has been 8 years since then, and today I am proud to say that I speak English fluently. I continue to put effort into my academics and aim to do my best. Thanks to the determination and perseverance, I am now an A honor roll student enrolled in multiple AP classes and awarded with a certification of merit for being in the top 10% of my graduating class last year. As a senior, I am preparing to attend college next year. Needless to say, I am excited to begin this next chapter of my life. I am grateful for the people who have helped me along the way, and I look forward to applying what I've learned from Newton County Schools. My name is Angelica.
What an amazing story. And believe it or not, there are more incredible stories to be told of our students. But if that doesn't get you excited about Newton County Schools and the kids that pass through our hallways every day, I don't know what will. Let's give the incredible students of Newton County Schools a round of applause.
For all that is good about our district, if we are honest, our ambitions will be in jeopardy if we do not do one very important thing, and that is improve literacy outcomes. To be clear, literacy is an area of focus throughout our state and our nation. And last year, under the leadership and direction of our board, literacy improvement was identified as our primary area of academic focus, beginning with the development of a comprehensive literacy strategy. And while our strategy involves a clear articulation of resources, instructional strategies, approaches to learning, and many other important features, none of this work can truly be realized without all of you, our entire community, every adult, every teacher, and every community and civic organization.
The news is alarming. A growing number of U.S. adults lack literacy skills. 28% of adults in the U.S. read at level 1 and below, meaning at an elementary level. Half of Americans read at a 6th grade level or below. This isn't just a national problem, it's a Newton County problem. And when students struggle with literacy, the impact is lifelong. It affects their education, their careers, and their futures.
Literacy is always a challenge, and because we are looking at school attendance, we're looking at school progress, whether the family's getting the child to school, how is the child doing if there's educational issues or challenges that the child may have, how can we get them those services? So we are constantly reviewing. We review reading plans, reports from the school. We have to know that, and that the core of all that is whether or not they can read and how well they're doing reading.
What is the impact on literacy and entering technical education? Well, it is the absolute foundation of everything that's going to be built upon for a workforce. You know, I often talk to people about the purpose of education, and education has so much to do with occupation. What do you want to be when you grow up? That's the question that we're really challenging children with, and not even children, even our adult learners. What do you want to be? What are you trying to become? And so in order to function in the jobs for today and tomorrow, you have to have literacy skills. You have to be able to read and write and do arithmetic.
Literacy is the foundation for all learning, and we are dedicated to getting it right here in Newton County. So we recognize that too many students are not meeting grade level proficiency, and we're dedicated to reversing this trend. So we must ground our instruction in the science of reading in elementary school. Then as students progress into secondary, we must continue to engage them in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Students having a strong literacy instruction from K-12 is essential for them to graduate prepared for college, career, and life.
So in elementary school, the younger grades such as pre-K, kindergarten, if they don't have those basic literacy skills in the younger grades, it sets them up for issues in the upper grades. And so if you if you do not support them in the lower grades and ensure that they have those foundational skills, sometimes it sets them up for failure in the upper grades. So it's important that we focus on those foundational early literacy skills so that we can set them up for future success.
That's why Newton County Schools is launching this new initiative.
It's an exciting time to focus on literacy in Newton County schools. Not only is the need there, but the talent is here to develop that. So we have strong building level leaders in our schools. Our teachers are eager and hungry to provide what their students need for them. And we have the district leadership capacity to support that. So there is great hope and potential ahead for Newton County.
I'm proud. We are showing that we are sending a clear message to our community that literacy is important. It's the foundation of what's going to enhance all our students' futures, and we're starting by making it a priority and letting everybody know that this is what we're focusing on. So it makes me feel like we are definitely sending a clear message to the community that readers are leaders.
I would urge my fellow leaders to recognize that literacy is not just an educational issue, but it's a cornerstone of a thriving community. Because investing in literacy leads to healthier, more engaged citizens and a stronger economy. And by prioritizing literacy, we are investing in the very fabric of our community and ensuring a legacy of opportunity for future generations.
Hello, my name is Molly Melvin, and in my years as an education professional, I have come to recognize that literacy is the single most significant threat to the development of our students. Nationally, nearly 66% of fourth grade students are not reading at a proficient level. In high school, more than 20% of students graduate without being able to meet basic literacy standards. This gap in literacy not only impacts academic success, but it has long-lasting effects on students' ability to navigate society and the workforce. Here in Newton County, the challenge is no different. However, now is the time for us to take a stand. We must ensure that no child leaves our school system without knowing how to read, write, and communicate effectively. Our students' futures depend on it. But this effort cannot rest solely on the shoulders of our educators. We need the full support of our community, our parents, businesses, and local organizations to bridge this gap. The time is now to come together, to mobilize our collective resources and work to guarantee that every student in Newton County has the foundational skills to succeed.
As members of this community, we are united by a shared vision, a vision where literacy is not only an essential skill, but a fundamental human right. As leaders, educators, parents, students, and community members, we stand together to advance literacy in every corner of our beloved school district and our community. This is our pledge: to uphold literacy as a human necessity.
We pledge to ensure that students from the earliest stages of learning have the tools and the support they need to read, write, and communicate effectively.
To enable a culture of lifelong learning.
And we pledge to cultivate a district-wide commitment to the advancement of love for reading and learning that lasts a lifetime.
To champion quality education.
We also pledge to provide targeted supports so every learner has the chance to succeed.
To collaborate for success.
We will also work together as a united community to provide the support, resources, and encouragement that our students need to become confident and capable readers and writers.
To create a future of hope and promise.
And finally,
We are committed to ensuring that all students today and in the years to come have the literacy skills they need to thrive as citizens, leaders, and agents of positive change in our community and beyond.
And going forward, we pledge to make literacy the central focus of our efforts, recognizing that it is not just foundational to education, but vital to the future of our community. Together, we will nurture a generation of learners whose lives will be enriched by the power of words and who will go on to make a lasting impact on the world. Thank you.
Before we close this evening, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce an exciting new award that has recently been sanctioned by our Board of Education, the Almond J. Turner Legacy Award for Leadership and Service.
Almond Turner was more than a leader. He was a pillar of Newton County, a protector, a mentor, and a servant at heart. His impact is everywhere.
I used to say, I wanted to be like Almond when I grew up because of what he meant to this community and what the community meant to him. He was more than, the assistant chief of the police department, a captain of the police department. He was more than that. He served in so many different ways. He served here in for many years at the Board of Education. He served in his church, as a deacon. He led, men's groups and so many different things, in this community. He's part of the community band. I mean, he was ingrained in this community like no other person I've ever seen.
I think Almond Turner is just larger than life, and I think he was that to our community. There was one thing you knew about Almond is he loved Newton County. I mean, he was here for his whole life, and you couldn't have a conversation where you didn't miss the fact. And whatever he was doing, or whatever he was saying, wherever he was leading, wherever he was serving, you could not miss the fact that he loved his community.
Because he was such a trailblazer in the place of his birth, the place where he raised his family, where he was raised, where his mother raised him, that the city of Covington, the county of Newton, was a sacred place for him, and he wanted what was best for his community, for every sector of the community. Almond Turner at his heart was a family man, and he wasn't just in it for his family. He was a family man for every family.
True leadership isn't about recognition. It's about making others better. That was Almond Turner.
They don't get any better than Almond Turner, period. He was monumental in our community. He was a selfless servant. He did not seek notoriety, even though he may have been the driving force behind a decision. You would never know it because that was never his goal. And that's something that I loved about him as a leader in our community, as a leader of our school board, as a human being.
I could not imagine having another father. I wish I had learned earlier how easy he was to talk to, because later in my life, as I became an adult and understood the wisdom and the knowledge that he possessed, he became so easy to speak to.
as a dad. No matter what the situation is, no matter how difficult it was, he always was non-judgmental. He listened, he loved, and he always had this wisdom that made you feel like no matter what you were going through, that it was going to be all right.
To honor his legacy, Newton County Schools has created the Almond J. Turner Legacy Award for Leadership and Service.
Accepting an Almond Turner Legacy Award would be a huge set of shoes to have to fill.
All of his tireless work, his time, his dedication, the hours that he spent, and there are times where it took him away from family functions. He never wanted the recognition, but for the county to recognize that and recognize who he was, my father, means the world to me and my family and my sisters and especially my mother.
Almond Turner's legacy lives on through the people he inspired. Through this award, his impact will continue for generations.
As you saw, Almond Turner, whose family is with us this evening, left behind a legacy that represents the power of compassionate leadership and serves as evidence that one person can make a difference in the lives of many. His life and work inspire us all. And so tonight, we are reminded of the enduring impact of his contributions and of the qualities we hope to see in every single student that walks through our doors. Care for others, humility, service, and a commitment to making the world a better place. It is in this spirit and with great pride that we bestow the highest honor that our district can offer, the Almond J. Turner Legacy Award for Leadership and Service. At this time, I'd like to ask the family of Almond Turner to please join me on the stage to help me present this award. Please give them a round of applause again. And if you like, you can give them a standing ovation too. This award recognizes an individual who also, through a lifetime of dedication and service, has made lasting contributions to our community and who continues to inspire and shape its future. The inaugural awardee is receiving the Almond J. Turner Legacy Award for Leadership and Service in recognition of her decades of trailblazing leadership and her commitment to Newton County community. This person has had a profound impact on the lives of many through her role as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal over a 35-year career in education, where she served at Fickwood Elementary for 14 years. Her leadership in education, particularly in the Newton County school system, set the standard for excellence, and she continues to be an inspiration for those who follow. Beyond education, this person remains highly active in the community, serving as a member of the Retired Educators Association of Newton County and the Board of Newton County Board of Health. She has also held leadership positions with the Housing Authority of Covington, the Atlanta, Decatur, Oxford District United Methodist Women, and the Washington Street Community Center, among others. Her numerous awards and recognitions include Volunteer of the Year from the Newton County Chamber of Commerce and continued recognition for her contributions to both education and community service. As a proud mother, grandmother, and active member, she embodies the active member of her church, She embodies the quality of dedication, service, and leadership that Almond J. Turner Legacy Award represents. Values she instilled in her students, including Mr. Almond Turner himself, whom she taught in grade school. How ironic. On behalf of the Newton County Board of Education, I am extremely pleased to present the inaugural Almond J. Turner Legacy Award, along with his family, to Ms. Louise Adams. Service and integrity. I believe Almond is smiling down on Ms. Adams because he was very close to the Adams family. And Almond is smiling down on all of you all today. Thank you guys for allowing Almond to be a part of our lives. Thank you for allowing Almond to be one of my mentors. And I am forever grateful to the Turner family.
Well, they told me that my responsibility now is to make closing remarks, but after that, I don't know that there is much more to say. We thank you so much for your time, your interest and engagement this evening. You've heard a lot, you've learned a lot, and hopefully our goal this evening was that you would leave more convicted, set on fire for the work that we do each and every day on behalf of children. So with that, thank you and good night, and we close the 2025 Newton County Schools State of the District. The future is now.